And I'm back. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'll wait till a few of you have joined again. 1 minute. 1 minute. You know what had happened? I'm so dopey. I didn't plug the charge. I plugged the charger and it weren't switched on. I'm that angry about it. 1 sec. Is this the woman from the social service page? Yeah, that was my page. That is my page. Sorry, I've gone back live again. Battery went. All right then. See you, bye. I was just letting the admin know. So, calm down, Maria. Take a breath. So, let's go on to the next stage of what I want to talk about. REITs. And then, anybody wants to comment... Oh, shit, who am I ringing there? Anybody that wants to comment after that, then I'll answer. Yeah, Maria's definitely... But that's what I'm about to do now. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to do. So, Jane Kelly has been ignoring everybody yesterday and today while this has come out. For me, this is no bitch fest. 110% have reason to be pissed off. I've had survivors coming to me. Kimberly Jones, Jane is a disgrace, campaign of kids. Exactly. I've had survivors coming to me. It was a survivor that sent it me, actually. And these people are coming to me saying, I can't believe this, can't believe this. And I'm like, what? And then when they sent it me yesterday, but Jesus Christ, I never in a million years thought that this was going to come, this was going to happen, okay? Here we go. So, Jane hasn't responded to anybody. So, about 4 or 5 hours ago, she done this.
Right, so 9 years ago, my son, who was... he'd had a difficult childhood, let's just say that, with the abuse that had occurred in Greece and this escape from Greece. And we were in a hostel, and then we moved, and I was a single mum, and he got in with the crowd.
I'm a single mum. Many of us are single mums. Many of us are single dads. Many of us have been abused, but we don't fucking go and rape or abuse fucking kids. No excuse. Sorry to butt in, yeah. I've got to stop butting in, but it's fucking raging me. Okay, listen. Have you not heard? It's constant excuses for his behaviour.
He was drinking at 14. This is my other son, not Costa's.
I was drinking at 11.
And he was pretty messed up. Everything that had happened.
I was messed up from 6.
And it got worse. At 19, he decided to go and find his dad in Greece, who rejected him and beat him up, actually, and was really horrible to him.
I know I shouldn't keep stopping it, but if everybody goes back to what I showed them earlier, in fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to this video and try not to talk through it. Okay? So at 19, yeah? At 19, he went to find his dad. Yeah? Just a second. Just a second, guys. I have to just do this. Where is it? Sorry about this. But it'll grind at me. So at 19. But there you go. She said he was 18. And he had an episode of mental health. Look. He was 18. Was he 18 or 19, Jane? Either way, he's a dirty bastard. Right, now we're going to go back to the video. Sorry about that. I just had to prove that fucking point as well. Right.
Right, so 9 years ago, my son, who was... he'd had a difficult childhood, let's just say that, with the abuse that had occurred in Greece and this escape from Greece, and we were in a hostel, and then we moved, and I was a single mum, and he got in with a bad crowd, and he was drinking at 14. This is my other son, not Costa's.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry I have to butt in again. Not once so far, I haven't listened to this video by the way, but not once so far has she showed any concern or compassion for them fucking children as a children's campaigner. If she's so concerned about the mental health that's failed her son, why isn't she out there campaigning for the mental health system to change? Not campaigning that she cares about fucking children.
And it was pretty messed up, everything that had happened. And it got worse. At 19, he decided to go and find his dad in Greece, who rejected him and beat him up, actually, and was really horrible to him. And then he decided to go and join the army, the Greek army, and that's where he got a diagnosis. He was, they just said that he wasn't well enough to
There you go, didn't get a diagnosis, did he, Jane?
And they released him on medical grounds. And my brother went over to Greece to be with him, to bring him home. And I got a phone call from my brother saying that he needs to go to hospital as soon as he gets home. He's psychotic. He's not well. And we thought, he came home, but then he disappeared for about 3 weeks. We didn't know where he was. We were trying to find him. And then he turned up in Kendal, and we found out he was staying at his friend's house, his father was a drug dealer. And he was in a mess, and he was drinking, he was taking drugs. And we eventually got him into a hospital. All the time we were trying to get him into hospital, a hostel. Couldn't come home because I had my daughter, and my son, my husband was saying he can't come here because he wasn't well. He was very unwell. He was having a psychotic episode, is what they told us. And the crisis team came out to him on that Friday and said that they couldn't do anything for him until after Christmas, January, and this was November. And he was in a state, an absolute state, and had a breakdown. He was just not well, but he was taking drink and drugs as part of this unwellness. So that day...
I've got to put in again, sorry. But didn't she say that her brother went over to bring him back here because he was so poorly? So he's gone missing now. Gone missing from where if he wasn't allowed in his house? Yeah? Jane's not telling you also that her husband gives survivors fucking weed when they go to visit her house. Yeah.
Down 2 bottles of rum. He'd got his money through and down 2 bottles of rum.
I thought it was vodka before.
Booze, assaulted somebody on the way.
Somebody.
And what he was trying to do was get to prison or to hospital. He was wanted to go to hospital. He thought if he did all this, then they would take him to hospital. He took some money off somebody, and then and none of it that I'm talking about, I'm condoning in any way, shape or form. Not any way, shape or form. He shouldn't have been drinking. He should have been trying to find help some other way. And every day he says that he wishes he could apologise to his victims, but he's not allowed to speak to them. He's not allowed to come to Kendal.
Thank fuck. And he ain't welcome in fucking Birmingham. So if anybody knows where this piece of shit is, fucking expose where he is. Fucking dirty bastard. You know, he ain't allowed to Kendal. So tell you what, let's take the problem from Kendal. Let's take it to Birmingham. And if he has another psychotic episode and goes and abuses one of our kids in Birmingham, oh my God.
He downed all this alcohol. He went for a rampage. He was shouting in the street. He ended up on a park near. Hold on,
I need to put in again. I'm so sorry. Why didn't he have his psychotic... let's go there, shall we? Why did he not have his psychotic event on his mum and his stepdad or dad, whatever he is? Yeah, stepdad, I'm presuming. Why didn't he have his psychotic, eruption or whatever on his uncle that got him? Why did he not have that? Eh? Why did he not have his psychotic event on them? Should I tell you why? Because they're his family. He don't fucking... So he knew what he was doing. Otherwise, if he wanted to go to jail, why didn't he take it on her? Why did he go and do what he done and sexually assault a child and beat a child and force children to drink alcohol and hold the smashed neck of a bottle up, put them kids in absolute fear? If that's the case, if he really wanted to go to prison, why did he do it to his own family? Because he was of sane mind. Because if he wasn't, he'd have done it to his family first. We already know people kill their family members when they have psychotic events. They don't go equipped with a balaclava on and start going mad all around the streets. Yeah? Don't come that fucking shit with me. They were kids.
Youth shelter, a teenage shelter. There was 4 adolescents, teenagers there. And he told them they weren't going until the police came. He knew the police were coming, and he said, don't go until the police come. They had their phones. I think he probably thought, he had to take their phones off them, so he asked for their phones.
What about the coats?
3 of them gave their phones.
What about the coats?
The girl said she didn't have a phone and said, you can search me if you want. He searched her. He searched her for a phone. Open palmed search.
How do you know? Was you there?
Written in the...
Fuck me. Listen. Remember, it says in the article, okay, that the child let him search her. And then he kissed the child, then he sexually assaulted the child. Okay, what about, why did he take their coats off him? If he thought that he was if you're telling me he thought that they were filming him, so they took the phones off him, why did he take the children's coats as well?
Then one of the girls was crying, and it suddenly sort of dawned on him what he was doing, and he was like consoling her and saying, don't cry, it's okay, don't cry. And he kissed her on her forehead. He was drunk, completely drunk. Kissed her here on her forehead to try and stop him crying.
We all get drunk.
He was drunk, and none of it's right, and the victims would have been frightened and hurt and scared, and I don't condone his behaviour one little bit. He went to court. There was 2 psychiatric reports that said that he was psychotic.
I don't give a fuck.
That was stopping the news coming in, and then the 3rd report was a court report, and it said he just had borderline personality disorder, so the court could report on it.
Body language,
so
yeah,
when
lying.
the verdict came, it was harsh, very harsh, and that was the police. Even the police said you can appeal this.
Oh, really?
When he was arrested.
Yeah, listen, even the police were saying you can appeal this. Yeah, of course they did, didn't they? Even the police. All she's doing is deflecting what he's done to them fucking kids, right? All she's doing is deflecting and trying to make it. Even the police said that. Fuck you, Jane.
To everything, and said that he just needed to admit what he'd done because he wanted to go to hospital. He didn't have any counsel, any solicitor's counsel. He just said, I'm guilty. Dear. Because he wanted to go. Yeah,
he had no solicitors. He didn't have. He just said, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Because he was guilty. But why didn't he attack her instead?
Get help. Then what's gone? Oh, the court. Yeah, the court just.
You're a fucking enabler, Jane.
Guilty, and they sent him to prison instead of hospital. No. And we fought for 6 months. It was in Durham, and people in Durham were calling him the things you're calling him now.
What are we calling him? Come on, Jane. We're calling him a nonce and a fucking child beater. And I'm not forgetting the attacks that he done on adults as well.
Heard his story and knew that what he'd done wasn't, it was an open-palmed search for a phone.
Oh, really?
That's what it was. He laid hands on a girl, yes, he did, and it was wrong, and he shouldn't have done it.
So why is it sexual assault?
But it was a search for a phone, which she said, you can search me if you want. So some of them, knew what it was, and they said, oh, we'll talk for you. And he said, no, because then you look like you're, sticking up for me. And
Hold on. So he had the mental capacity. These people were apparently saying they'll stick up for him and back him. So he had the mental capacity, did he, to say to these people, no, they'll think you're sticking up for me. Yeah? Yeah? So he had the mental capacity to say, no, 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 I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to stick up for me because you'll get blamed.
Eventually got into St Nick's Hospital and did 19 months there, and then the final bit he had to go back to prison just for a short spell. But those 19 months in St Nick's Hospital made him well, helped him to understand what triggered him, what he needed, what help he needed, how he could manage the loss, the rejection from his father, everything that had happened to him. And he says, Mum, I know what I did was terrible, but I got help, and this is what happens, you don't get help. And he said a lot of people in prison just needed help, and they never got help. So he was very thankful that he managed to get to hospital. What he did was wrong. There's no, I'm not a mum that's sticking up for a son. And if he had raped a girl or
you ain't welcome as a children's campaigner.
I wouldn't be.
You ain't welcome.
I don't know what I would have done.
And anybody that stands by this woman
I wouldn't have,
as a children's campaigner
should
be ashamed of themselves. Simple.
We had the children with us as well. He wouldn't have been with us, and his probation allowed him to come with us. But I'm sure.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I will upload this on the page for you to all listen to without me keep butting in. But I have to butt in because she's complicit, okay? She's fully, she isn't even saying these poor children. I can't imagine how they would feel. She's supposed to be a children's campaigner. I can't imagine how these poor children would feel. I feel sick for these children. I bet they have nightmares. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's all about her son. And even the officer said he can appeal it. Fuck you, cunt.
If he'd raped a child or he'd sexually assaulted a child, they would never have let him come away with us at Christmas or had family holidays with us. So I'm not smiling. I'm not happy. I'm
if
very
you're sexually assaulted, it says it in the paper.
I know that I am a target. I know that they are trying to stop what we're doing to protect children.
Fuck her. She's a fucking target. Can anybody see what's going on here? Please tell me it's not just me seeing it. She's a target. She's a target. Can somebody else, seriously? How is she a target?
And fight for the children. And my sons both have had phone calls. My son's boss has had a phone call highlighting the newspaper article.
Good. And if that guy keeps him on,
talk to him and listen to what actually happened, and his report of the events. Which
right, hold on, I haven't even listened to this, but I'm guessing this boss better fucking pull his finger out of his arse because I'm ruining his business. If I find out, I haven't listened to this video, but she's going to say that the boss has sat down with him and listened to his side of the story and believes him or whatever else, yeah? Fuck you. Anybody knows the boss of this person, where he's working, tell me now. Because if he ain't got rid of him in the next 24 hours, I'm going to ruin his business because his business is going on here.
A police report. He's not making anything up. He's telling the truth. And his boss is saying, I couldn't, it's fine.
Really?
Even if it was how it was in the press, which it obviously wasn't, they do 70% true, 30%.
They'd get done.
Making it out like he's what you think he is.
No.
Oh yeah, he got that phone call, and my other son got a phone call saying, we know who your brother is from the police.
Yes, but Jimmy that's commenting here now, she's saying his boss even said even if it is true.
So it's threats, and they've actually done it. They've released it to you lot. I'm sorry I didn't speak about it, but it really hadn't, because it was what it was. I hadn't ever thought about it again, to be honest with you. I didn't know that this was going to happen. I'm very open and honest, and it's just something I'd never...
Can I just remind everybody of my first live earlier? My problem is she shouldn't be children campaigning. If she's so concerned about the mental health failure, she should be out complaining about mental health, not children. Does anybody understand where I'm coming from? If she's so concerned and so passionate about the mental health, she should be out campaigning about mental health, not about protecting and keeping children fucking safe. Yeah? There's a big difference. Okay? She's spouting so much shit, it's untrue. Go out there and campaign for the mental health system, not protecting kids. Anybody that stands by this woman at children's campaigns, right? And if I find out any campaign she's at, I'm going to go along and let people know what her fucking son is. Every single campaign now. Every single campaign. Let people know. Right? And what else was I going to say about this as well? What else was she just saying? I'm fuming. You can't campaign for children when you're trying to protect an nonce or somebody that's fucking hurt kids. Simple as that. She's so concerned about the mental health. She's so into the mental health. Not once has she paid concern for these kids. Not once. Not once. Not fucking once. Oh yeah, my argument with all this case was until her doing this video now has made me absolutely fuming. Do you know why? Because listen to it, it's all me. Yeah. So my concern was, like I said, that the whole event was, yeah, that she took survivors, she took people to events where this piece of shit was, yeah, and they've had their children removed. They are genuine people that are struggling, yeah, and they've been through abuse. They've gone through all sorts, and she took her son there. This dangerous son that she's saying is very dangerous, yeah. She took him there, knowing what he'd done to kids, and there's young children at this place, okay?
Spoke about people with mental health problems don't get help when they need it, and that's how many people end up in prison.
Shut
begging
up.
For help.
I'm sorry, but we have to go there now. What about us survivors, yeah, that have been abused, that have been through hell, and we're struggling for mental health? Do any of us go out there and rape or harm children? No, we don't. No, we don't. You know, some people may go out and smash something or whatever. We don't go out there and hurt kids.
Which they don't get, and I'm blessed that Andy did get help. And he's just an ordinary builder who put that behind him. The only regret he has is that he can't say sorry to his victims.
Fuck off. So he's put it behind him.
I've spoken to a police. I haven't spoken to the police. I've spoken to the newspaper. I've told them what's happening right now. I've said, what you should do is an article about mental health and use our case. But I suppose they won't because it's Kendall.
Are you fucking joking? It's not Kendall, it's real life world, mate.
I've asked to speak to the editor to tell them that, even that he was wearing a balaclava. He wasn't wearing a balaclava, he was wearing a bandana, which he wore on his head like that. Because he had long hair at the time, and he was a skater boy as well, growing up.
Dear, was he?
That's the image that he had at that time. You can make what you want of all of it, but he hasn't raped anybody, and he hasn't sexually assaulted any child in the way that you're thinking. He searched for a phone. He touched a girl. Yes, he did.
Oh, so he must have touched her private bits then.
Open palmed. That's what they called it on the police report.
So he must have touched a vagina or a breast then.
So, I don't even know if I'm going to put this out.
I'm glad you did, because even more, you've made yourself look a sick bitch.
Whether, people do just want to believe what they want to believe, but that's fine. You can believe what you want. I'm just getting my point across.
I bet you are.
Son's across, and I've said to him, you need to give your testimony and how it has affected you, and how
fucking hell,
it's affected your victims, and how sorry you are for that, and
affected him,
and also to see who you are and what an amazing man you are, and how you've come through that.
You fucking bitch. I'm so sorry I haven't listened to this. He's an amazing man.
Look back from that time. So
You sick
I might
piece of
put it
shit.
out. I'll put it past a few people first to see what they think.
Oh, will you see if they say, "Oh,
People that have
Jane"?
heard me and spoken to me, and I'll put this out on Facebook. Maybe I'll get even more targeted. I don't know, but I
It's
just
all
need
me.
to tell you what happened that day, and what led up to it. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, Angie Heap. How far did he go with the search for it to be called sexual assault? How far did he go with the search? Hey, open palmed. Fuck off. Right, I'm gonna go on to something else now. Sorry about this. I cannot get my head around it. So the person that runs the centre I contacted today when it all came out. So the person at the centre that I was doing some bits with and I was going to do a lot of work with, and I was supposed to attend the day that her son was there, just dyed his hair blonde and wearing blue contacts now. Yeah? Now, he said something. I've got to check something out, guys. If there's any hunters watching, there's a sting I done a while ago on somebody that was stung more than once. Now, he's told the children to call him Pete. He looks a bit like, I don't think it is though, Pete Lyons that we stung. I could be wrong. But his face is very familiar. Anyway, so I sent this message earlier. This was to the woman that owns the centre where vulnerable women go, where children go. I said, just check it. So I said, can I just check something with you, please? Yeah? And I sent that. I said, was you aware? Because obviously, Jane was the one that introduced me to this lady. Was you aware Jane's son was a convicted rapist, paedophile, when he came to the centre? She replied, I've spoken with... Well, I can't disclose this person's name because this is somebody who's going through problems with social services and, to be honest, who attends and I want to say is a children's campaigner. So she's put, I've spoken with, and then blah, 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 mum. I'm aware now of his crime record. Thank you for sharing the above. I said, did Jane make you aware before bringing him around the vulnerable people at the centre and the children? The reply was, we won't be hosting any further meetups at our venue. It's just members only. I said, could you confirm, please, if you was aware of Jane's, especially Jane's son's convictions before he attended the centre? As I've said before, I've spoken with. I am now aware of his criminal record. I was not aware until that morning that Jane had a son in Birmingham or had ever even met him. Nor was I aware he was coming. I can't apologise enough that you were exposed to such a situation. As I've said, we won't be hosting any further meetups. And I just replied, thank you, because I just didn't want to get into a fucking argument with her. Honestly, like, I've sat going through this yesterday. It's made me bad. Really made me sick. It really made me sick because us survivors and victims, we don't get help. All she's done is deflect off what he's done. If anybody knows any builders that have employed this piece of shit now with blonde hair, blue contact lenses, he may not have them in, so don't take that word for word, okay? That's kept him on. You're right, Tracy Mitchell. We can't just put it behind us. No, we can't. We can't just put this behind us. I feel betrayed. I feel sickened. I've had my survivors around her. She's been to my events. I've been to events that she's been campaigning at for children. She needs to be out there campaigning. She's so concerned about mental health. She should be out there campaigning for the mental health system, not for children. She shouldn't be a children's campaigner. Full fucking stop. And anybody that's a children's campaigner shouldn't be working with her. Angie, News Army, will not be working with Jane any further. She's confirmed this with me today. I said to Angie, I've got a lot of respect for you and what you do, but if you have anything to do with her, I'm sorry. I cannot associate myself with you. I can't. This kind of shit is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Keep his face out there. Fucking piece of shit. She needs to not campaign for anybody. Exactly. Exactly. Do I know the name of the company? No, I don't. No, I don't. But the company's a piece of shit as well if they're keeping him on. Because apparently somebody's already contacted his work. I'm just, what she's saying in that live that she done on the YouTube, I'm just going to check some inboxes on the page now. Because apparently some stuff's coming through. One sec, guys. So I hope people can understand why I've done this. It's far from anything to do with bitching. I feel let down. I feel disgusted. But I don't want people being blamed for being around her. They didn't know. They didn't know. Oh, my belly. Sorry. I've just bent over and it's killing me. I had the hot sweats, the shakes. Just check, see what's come through. Don't know why it's going so slow. Oh, why is it coming? Right, messages. No, there's nothing's come through. Somebody said they were inboxing the page with some extra information. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Lindsay Cato. So yeah, he's in the Birmingham area. What does that say? Sorry, one sec. Maria, remember, he's bleached his hair and wearing blue contacts to change his appearance. I've already told people that, but he may not have it. He may not have done that. He may have changed that again now. I wonder why he changed his hair colour and eyes. Because he don't want people to know. Because he's moved on from it, remember? Jane's saying he's moved on from it now and he's a lovely, lovely man. But he's moved on from it. What about them poor victims? What about his poor victims? You know? What about them poor kids? She said on the first post she's inboxed you. I've had no inboxes. I'm checking the inbox now. There's nothing come through on the page. You just check my other inboxes. One sec. Why is he so many miles away from his family? Because they said, his mum said, Jane said, he's got a girlfriend and he came out in December 2021. That's how he's moved on. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying now. One sec. Just want to check these messages. No. No messages have come through. I'm now sitting on my hands. Don't comment, Neil. Don't comment. Neil, trust me. Probably never checked. There's a reason he chose construction. Smart and dangerous. All very well thought of. Exactly. Who's going to CRBM? But she's saying that his boss is saying, even if the article's true, she's still letting he's changed his life around. Yeah? So she's saying his boss has said, even if it's true in the article, you've changed your life around. That bitch cannot go out campaigning. Jane implies he still has a probation officer. Would he be on a shoppo? I would say so, Dave. I would say so. Somebody's put, I bet his boss doesn't have a clue. Gemma, she said in there that somebody had contacted his boss. I would love to know who his boss is. Tracy, so would I. If only victims could change their life around. Exactly, Ness. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm fuming. Jane needs to be put behind bars. Hassan, I'm telling you. I'm absolutely fuming. Jimmy, somebody's already rang his workplace. She's saying, and his boss is saying, even if it is true, we'll still keep you on. If he was charged about sexual assault against a minor, he'd be on a shopper. Yeah, exactly. But she's saying that he didn't sexually assault. Well, he must have done, because it says it in the article. But apparently 70%'s not true or something, made up or whatever she said. Absolute bollocks. They wouldn't be allowed to post that he'd done sexual assault. They wouldn't be able to post that he was wearing a balaclava and all this stuff, because I know that bad news sells, but if that was wrong, the papers would get sued. They'd be in serious trouble. Can you not go to the court and ask for the transcript and charges, then you'll see what happened? I'm going to look online for the transcript, because I've done that before for cases. Maria, what did you just put, Hassan? Maria, we need to run him out of Birmingham. Damn fucking right. Listen, but we don't want to run him to another area. This piece of shit needs to be known exactly where he is. Exactly where he is at all times. People need to know. So if anybody can get a picture of him, how he looks now, stick it up. Because everybody needs to know who's around the children. Because if he's so dangerous and has these psychotic events, is there anything stopping him soon? There you go. If he touched the girl's privates, it would be sexual assault. If he touched the girl's privates, it would be a sexual assault. Otherwise, it's just assault. Exactly. It's got to be something sexual. It's got to be on their parts, basically. Don't run into Leicester, please. Exactly. She might be saying somebody's phoned his workplace and nobody phones. Listen, if anybody knows where his workplace is, make sure you let his boss know. And if his boss keeps him on after, then we'll be posting his boss's company on here. Yeah? If his boss wants publicity and he wants to keep somebody like that employed, then we'll publicly give his boss something on here. You know? He's done more than search open hands for his charges. Next time he could kill a child. Thank you for bringing that up. Welcome to my world, because that was something else I wanted to bring up that was infuriating me. If he's so dangerous, you took him to an event where there's vulnerable people with their children, yeah, an event that's supposed to be a safe house for these people to go to, yeah, okay. She's took him there. What if he'd have had one of these psychotic... He shouldn't be random fucking people anyway. But what if he had a psychotic event there and started stabbing the kids and stabbing the women and men that were service users there? Eh? What about then? What about that? What if he'd have gone and killed all them kids, or maybe dragged one in the toilet and done stuff to them? What if he'd have done all this to them kids then? We're not talking out of context here, are we? He's already done it before. Eh? So he's not allowed back into he's not allowed back into Kendall. Yeah? He's not allowed in Kendall. There you go. Oh, Louis Muir, children were invited back to a safe house and he was invited too. Right, I need you to confirm that with me, because who invited him? Oh, Louis. Inbox me and tell me who invited him back, because the person that owns the centre is telling me she wasn't aware he was coming. She hadn't invited him. She didn't even know that he had a son. So who invited him back to that centre that day? Because that was the day I was meant to go back there and help with the event. And they rang me that day to see if I was still coming. And by the time I got back, it was going to be too late, so I didn't go. Sue Founds. That's the person that owns it. They were Mandy Lashbrook, very cagey answering my questions. Exactly. Can I just state that, Ness, can I just state that that person commenting was actually at the event? She doesn't own Centre. Her manager was pissed off and confirmed this today. Oh, okay. Okay, she doesn't own the centre. Her manager was pissed off and confirmed this today. Right. The children's campaign are hidden the fact that her son has... Right. Angie, if you're watching this, I've just had an inbox to say that you're still friends with all of Jane's accounts. Like I said earlier, I've got a lot of respect for you, but if you're going to keep her on your account, she told me you was going to remove her. If you haven't removed her by tomorrow, I'm going to have to remove you from mine, and that'll be it, because I cannot have anything to do with anybody that's anything to do with that piece of shit. Sam Allen, you've just hit the nail on the head. What I never even mentioned, what was in my head earlier that I should mention. He wouldn't have remembered anything if he was that ill. When you have a psychotic moment like that and you completely lose it, you blank out when you have a psychotic event, okay? Thanks for sharing that, Celine. So how would you remember all this? And how would you manage to be well enough, like I said earlier, to turn around to somebody and say, you know, what, you know, saying, oh no, don't stick up for me, because if you do, people are going to think you're lying for me. Also, why would the police turn around? Even the police turned around and said, you can appeal this. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. Literally. Spot on. People never remember a psychotic episode. No, exactly. No, I'm sorry. That YouTube video just pissed me off even more. When somebody said, so, you know, earlier I was feeling angry yesterday. I'd had a few tears. I was upset. I felt sick. I felt sick with it all. And then I thought, no, don't do nothing about it, Maria. Just stay quiet. Leave it. And then when she's done this YouTube video, I thought, are you fucking serious? Are you actually serious? Kath Wilson, you are correct. I've witnessed somebody go through this and they don't remember anything. Exactly. As if the police said that. Exactly, Emma. Really? The police are going to tell somebody like that? No, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Absolutely fuck off. Even the police said. Somebody's trying to join. Anybody wants to join, join. Anybody's got something they want to say? Come on. I'll give it a few minutes and see if anyone wants to join. Because it's just come up, somebody tried to join. So I'll see if anyone wants to join quickly, if wants to have a say or anything they want to ask people. Susan Smith, my brother was mentally ill and never once did he harm anyone, let alone a child. Exactly. Tammy White, I watched my mother be raped at the age of 10. Sit a fucking hell, man. What was that? She never mentioned his real name, did she? Just kept saying, not my other son. She called him Andy. I'm sure she called him Andy. And his name's in the article anyway, but I'm sure she called him Andy. Pretty sure she called him Andy. But if you look in the article, he told the kids to call him Pete. I'm trying to look for this Pete that I stung, but he was in Leeds. But he looks similar to him. I might be wrong. I think Stop stung that Pete after, but oh please God, don't say this is him. No. I was just thinking that was him then. Somebody is going to know anyway. So I guess we have different views on this. Is this all based on the article you spoke about raping children? Come on, what's this? What's this? Is this based on the article you spoke about raping children? But in all fairness, is a kiss on the head would constitute a sexual assault? Is it possible so you have completely turned on... What? Are you fucking serious? Are you actually serious, Corey? Get to fuck. My argument about this, I've said from the beginning, sexually assaulted, raped, whatever, okay? It said kiss on the head and sexually assault. It said after the kiss on the head. You fucking idiot, right? So let's just go back to this. My argument was she took that man, that piece of shit, to an event at a safe house where there was children and vulnerable people. This is my argument about it. She took him there around victims and survivors. They sat at a table with him. They breathed the same air as him. They should have been made aware what he is. He shouldn't have been taken there. And if he's so psychotic, he shouldn't have been took there. That's my argument. Yeah? Then when we go deeper, she's doing a live and she's trying to justify his actions. Right? So that's my argument about it. She then went on to justify his actions. I've blocked him. So no, pussy hole, Corey, motherfucker, go and suck your mum's tits and stay latched on it, you dickhead. Yeah, it's absolutely nothing to do with turning on her or this happened. No. Okay? No. My point is she took the fucking prick around vulnerable people, knowing full well what he'd done. Not only that, she's gone and done a live on YouTube trying to justify it, not once showing any concern for these children. Not once. Not bothered about these kids. It's all about how her poor son was failed and he's a lovely, lovely man. He's a piece of shit. He's an absolute piece of shit. Yeah, Ella Mackenzie. Why did she even take him to those vulnerable people, innocent people? Was it to see if he could behave himself? Exactly. There's nothing that can justify it. You're right, Dave Lister. There's nothing. Think it's a free pass from jail to hospital. Gemma, you're spot on there. Spot on. Spot on, because one time she was saying he'd been diagnosed. Yeah? And then she had to backtrack and say he was released. He wasn't diagnosed. He was released. Oh, mate, there always has to be one troll, don't they? But how can anybody troll when it's to do with stuff like this? It's Jane Kelly, Hassan. She also uses Hiedi Gillon or something. Just reading a couple of messages. Anyway, Jane Elspeth as well. Yeah, I tell you what. Oh, Lewis Muir, if you can put her names up, I'd be really grateful and I can pin it. She threw me out the car and to try and stop me finding truth. That's why Jane was happy to forgive Charlie Ward. I don't know who that is, Helen James. I don't know. All I know is I trusted in this woman as a children's campaigner, and anybody that wants to go out there and protect kids, I'll fucking help as much as I can. You know, people know me, but don't take the fucking piss and don't try and perceive yourself to be a good person. And that Jane got in my car in Liverpool and I took her to dinner. The bloody evil bitch. I'm sorry to hear that, Rosemary. A lot of people fooled. A lot of people are fooled. Kelly Smith, that's a good comment you've just put there. Identity hidden or not, I hope the parents come forward and tell the true story and fill in the gaps and any lies that she's told us in that video, as there may be more children that he's also done it to. Do you know what, Kelly? I'm going to pin that comment because that is one fucking valid, that's one of the best comments. Right, yeah. Wonder if we could, hopefully, that the parents of the kids will see this and fill it in. Judy Skinner Baird, I was fooled, Maria. Yeah, exactly. You know what? A lot of people were fooled. There's a lot of us that have been through horrendous stuff in life, and we wouldn't dream of doing that. So what's that? I didn't go into that room, but we know someone who used to be abused child there. Sue said that day was a box in a room. Jane laughed and they pointed to it and laughed and said, listening device for counsel. I wasn't there for that part. Which room was that in? Because I've been in every room in there. I've been in every single room in that building. Literally. Right, I'm going to let you guys go because it's gone down to 300 and something viewers. And I'm sure people are sick of hearing me ranting on. I think the parents' count will be absolutely will be very different from Jane's. Yep, bullshit. That's right. That's exactly right. Yes, Kelly, that's the Jane. Oh, Lewis Moore, Tinky. No, she's not. Tinky's devastated. Tinky's really upset about it. Night, Jimmy Trots. Bloody hell, 4 hours up for work. Night, Rosie. When it comes to child protection, no one can be sick of you. Thanks, Sanjay. I'm just literally, honestly, like, I'm just having I had a massive meltdown about this yesterday. And then I thought, sharing North West Lancashire, Kendal areas for awareness and exposure, brilliant. Isn't Tinky have her as a godparent? I don't think so, not right now. I don't think so, because I don't think she's actually seen the baby yet. Let's not talk about Tinky's baby, though. Never, Maria, it's justified. I just feel, honestly, like yesterday, I was so run down. Oh, God, I've got a right stomach ache. It's come back again. I'm going to have to go in a minute because it's really hurting. Keep getting cramps. Yesterday I had a meltdown over this when it was sent to me. And it was one of the followers and survivors that's been to survivors movements with me. And she was upset and she thought she'd upset me. And I said, no, I'm so glad you brought this to my attention yesterday. Like, I literally, like I said, we always say, don't blame the family. It's not the family's fault. And that's right, it's not. It really isn't. But if a family member tries to justify it and then takes that dirty bastard, okay, we don't know what sexual assault he done to the child, but it's regardless. He's punched, smashed a bottle up at a child's neck, you know, fucking hit kids. Okay, so maybe the word rape's out of context, but sexual assault, whatever. I don't think rape has to be penetrative sex, does it? I don't know what you'd call rape, you know, what people class different things as different things. But for me, it is fucking disgusting. Kelly Bridgewater, that's what I've been doing, water, water, water. But honestly, like, I don't care. I don't care what context, what the wording's right, whatever. Sexually assaulted a child. He's smashed a bottle up at one's neck. He's made them drink alcohol. You know, he's forced them to drink alcohol. Do you imagine how frightened they are? Imagine how frightened them kids were. Imagine the trauma and nightmares. But he's a lovely, lovely man and wants to turn around. I was standing next, whose comment was that? Nanny Ree Ali. I was standing next to it. What the fuck? I don't suppose you got any pictures of him that day, did you? Because I need some up-to-date pictures of him so I can put him out there for awareness. If you do have any pictures, Nanny. It's fucking disgusting. No, she's not mine or Tinky's. There you go. Thank you for justifying that. God, parent, keep us out of it, please. Life's hard enough at the moment. Neither of us condone abuse. So, this guy's doing a sickening. Yeah. We're not here to talk about. That's what I just said at the beginning. Don't talk about. You know, Tinky's child's got nothing to do with it. She's not godmother. She's not met the child, so no, she wouldn't be. I can't even remember who put that comment, so no. And like I said earlier, Tinky and Angie are not involved in it. They're just as disheartened. Simon Avison, Maria Clark, I was at that meeting and nothing was disclosed about him. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't disclosed about him, Simon. Exactly. I'm just reading some of the comments now. Oh, Lewis Muir. Right, okay. Please don't put that on here. I'm going to delete that comment because, not because I'm protecting anybody. What I want to say is that Angie and Tinky and other people didn't want to believe that this was true. This is somebody that they've liked and trusted in as a mother kind of figure because that's how she's been with people. And she's had many people fooled. So they have defended. Oh, Sanjay, get well soon. So, yes, they've defended her, but they're not defending her now. Okay. And I spoke to Tinky and a partner earlier. They don't defend it at all. Nobody defends somebody that defends a fucking dirty bastard. Maybe she hasn't had a chance to apologise to you yet. She has got a child to look after and that, so, you know. Yeah, Kelly, what possessed her to even take him? It's like they got a sick and twisted thrill out of it, yeah? What's that? Jane's a snitch. Was recording me and Jane Wally talking. Wally talking. Can I call you tomorrow as I want her out my life and off my page? And she fooled me too. Much love, no. Rosemary Jones, like us all, we went in shock. Exactly, Rosemary, you know. Chelsea. The moral of the story is lie to Anne Maria at your peril. Me, Jane, Angie. Jane was on the walkie-talkie. Fucking hell. She's not right. She's not right in the head here. I'm telling you now. If he wasn't there that day, don't fucking talk on this. I said he has to get out of Brom, you lot jokers. What? Jokers, rats, show me you, mate. Show me who you are. Who's that to, Nanny? Ali, who's that to? I don't get that. You're right on that, Hayley. Absolutely right on that. Survivors stick around. I'm really gonna have to go off in a minute because my belly's really hurting me. I feel like somebody's stabbing the life out of me. Oh, God. No, Nanny, Ali, people are affected by this. I don't know what your comment means. So, whoever it jumps out too long. No, there's no nastiness going on this live. Okay? This live for me is... Dawn, can you have Jane... I sent Jane a WhatsApp yesterday. She didn't reply. She didn't respond to it. She hasn't been on WhatsApp. I'm just checking now. The real who want there when there today. You could. The real who weren't there when there today. You could ill wait. I can't fucking be arsed. You're getting blocked because you're not making fucking sense to me. And I ain't having no bullshit on here. Right, guys, I'm off because I was only supposed to be on it for like a good half an hour or so just to put it all out and get it off my chest, really. Yeah, she's dying for someone to stick up for her son. That's exactly what she's doing. Send her a WhatsApp. I'll tell you when I send her a WhatsApp. I sent her a WhatsApp on Sunday, yesterday, when I found out at 8:16 last night. Yeah. And she hasn't been on WhatsApp since Saturday at 12:38. Thanks, Louise. I thought you said Louis Walsh then. You're right, Denise. I know you always say don't blame the parents or families. Parents who knew what he had done and covering up for them are just as bad as the fucking nonce. That's my point exactly. That is my point exactly. Listen, this ain't a fucking dating app, yeah. Honestly, admin ban that comment because I can't fucking do it for some reason. Oh. There always has to be one. I'm not sure I found it. I think they've already been banned now. Anyway, I'm off, guys. There you go. You've got it in 2 parts now. Helen James, I found that YouTube 20 minutes after she posted it. I made a comment and got banned. Yeah, but if you went on a fake account and said, oh, you're a lovely, amazing son, do you want to fucking ban you then? It's really weird. Honestly, why do people even try and flirt on a fucking live? I'm not even interested in that bullshit. Absolutely not. Right, take care, guys. Oh, I've got to go because I'm in absolute agony. But I've got it off my head now, so I'll probably sleep a little bit better because last night I was fucking raging. And love to everybody, especially survivors. I'm so sorry for anybody that has got food mixed up with that piece of shit. Because that's what I think she is now, a piece of shit. I don't care. I'll never ever speak to her. Never. There's no apology that could justify taking that piece of shit around vulnerable people and little children that were running around that centre. There's nothing that can justify that. There's also nothing that can justify doing a live and just spouting off about her poor son and his poor mental health. And 1 minute he was diagnosed, then he wasn't diagnosed, then he was released from the army, then he was sent in the army. He went to the army, which he didn't have to do. One at 19. If you go onto Google, it'll tell you at 19 it's compulsory that they get men go into the army and do the national service. So I couldn't give a shit anyway. I couldn't give a fuck. At the end of the day, it is what it is. She's she's lied. She's hidden stuff. She's covered up stuff. And it's unforgivable. There is no sorry that you can... There is no sorry words. There really isn't. And she can make people feel sorry for her. And as far as I'm concerned, she's a piece of shit. Simple as that. What was that? Because he's got special needs, it's classed as diminished responsibility. Laura Kelly, night babe. Oh, I forgot. Right, I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Wish life flat in your stomach. That's what I'm gonna have to do. That's what I keep doing now because it's... Oh, you don't understand the pain. Right, I'm gonna go. See you later, guys.